What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another MLB High Five video with your boy. Thank you guys for all joining me as always. Drop a like down below, comment anything in the comment section, enter your name into the $50 giveaway I'm going to be doing every single week on this channel. I'll be announcing the winner every Monday. Speaking of which, we have a winner for today. I want to congratulate Nikki Yerbina, or Yerbina. Nikki Yerbina or Yerbina, congratulations. You're the $50 winner from last week's videos. Please hit me up on Twitter at cam_ATL. Give me your PayPal information so I can send over that 50. I appreciate you watching. Appreciate you as always, everybody who entered and all that good stuff. Make sure you comment down below in all videos that I make this week, which will be every single day, so that you can enter your name for that $50 possible giveaway. I just love doing these giveaways just because I just love to find ways to give back to the people who show me love and support throughout the years, and who just consistently come in every morning and watch the videos and show love and just drop that like and all that good stuff. So I appreciate you guys for doing that, and I just want to make sure I give back and do something for y'all as well on a consistent basis wherever I can. Obviously on Twitter, I'm constantly doing giveaways and stuff like that, fun giveaways depending on if I got certain players hit and stuff like that. But I wanted to do stuff for YouTube as well. You know what I mean? So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because when I do choose the winner next week for the $50 giveaway, I will be making sure that you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, I'll be re-choosing. So thank you guys for joining me as always. I'm not going to keep up too much of your time. We're going to get straight into this video. I'm loving this slate today. There are a few ways that you can go. We'll talk about different avenues that you can attack this slate, but I'm really excited to get into it. I do want to announce that for PrizePicks, when it comes to profiting on PrizePicks, we are going for 9 days in a row today. I always like, we're known for our streaks over on DFS, on DraftKings Fanduel, all that good stuff, but I never in a million years thought that we would get to the point where we are working on a 9 day streak on PrizePicks. So super happy to talk about that. Obviously, it makes me super excited, because if we're streaking 9 days on Prize Picks and we've already done major streaks longer than 9 days in DFS, that tells me that we can have these streaks where both of them are smashing at the same time, and there's just huge upside in that, and I'm just super excited about that. So let's get straight into this, and let's get our 9th day on Prize Picks in a row. Last night I posted, make sure you follow me on Twitter at cam_ATL. Last night I posted on the MLB Access page a couple early prize picks. It's very important. What I've noticed, it is pretty important to catch these lines as soon as they drop and take advantage of the lines that aren't appropriate at the time. So we've been going in and grabbing them early, and it's really been making a huge difference as well. Both the lines that I grabbed last night have already adjusted. I do like adding different things in there, like different types of bets as well. Like I'll do the MLB Live's pitches thrown in the first and all that stuff too. So I'll be adding stuff to it. But yeah, both the lines have already changed this morning since we woke up. So that's a good sign, number one. And number two, it's just important to get joined in early. All right. So let's get straight into this high five, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So starting off at pitcher, let's look at pitching today. So first things first, we no longer have a game in course. I just tend to like DFS slates in general when there's not games in course. I like it when it's in course because I already know where all the ownership is going to go. You immediately know exactly where the ownership is going to be, so you can take advantage of different spots knowing that the ownership is going to be high in course. In this situation, you don't really know where the ownership is going to be 100%. I mean, as the day goes on, you can get a better and better, idea about it. But it's not as obvious, okay? And things are more spread out. It requires people to kind of use their medulla oblongata a little more, you know what I'm saying, than normal. Anyways, so starting off at pitcher, Mike Clevenger's number one. Let's just go ahead and put him in there straight up. Colorado on the road is a much different offense than they are at home. It's been that way for years. For some reason, they just strike out more on the road, all that good stuff. So things are just, well, the thing is, in cores the ball moves differently. Like the pitches don't move as much in the strike zone. Like they're not going to go from top to the bottom of the strike zone, major movement. There's not a ton of movement uh when they're playing in Coors Field. That's just how it is. So because of that, they go from the ball not moving much in a you know series at home to going to San Diego where the ball is going to move a good bit and it's going to be a lot different. The ball is just going to look a big difference in this. So, and facing Mike Clevenger, a guy who obviously we know has ace level stuff. He's only 8-3 on this slate. It just feels too cheap at home in San Diego against Colorado. This is one of the props that I like today. So Mike Clevenger is a really good spot. Now, when it comes to SP2, there's a ton of options that you can go with, but all of them are right here. Um, John Gray and Scherzer are the two guys I really am debating to for SP2. Y'all know how I play DFS, and y'all know how I have encouraged people to play DFS over the years. The number one thing for me is getting my pitching right, because one of your pitchers get blown up and you're pretty much done. So you want to get your pitchers right, and you want to really take the time to pick this correctly. Now, the spot that really entices me is Max Scherzer going against his old squad, Washington and Washington today. That's the spot that I'm going to go with for SP2. As you can see, I have John Gray projected higher. GPPs, I love John Gray. I think his upside is solid. Baltimore's been a better offensive late, but John Gray's just been spectacular this season. At home in Texas, he's just been phenomenal. He's got like I don't know, like 11 Ks per nine, something like that. So his K rate's really, really good. His WHIP has been low. His FIP is low. Everything's really good with John Gray. Everything has looked fantastic. Max Scherzer is one of the best pitchers in the entire league, going against his old team. Now, here's the thing. I'm going with it just because of, like, obviously we know Max Scherzer's skill set, and we know he's going back to a place where he used to play. So this is going to be he'll be a little more motivated here to show out than normal. And Max Scherzer is one of those type of guys who's just extremely competitive. You know him. Like this dude is extremely competitive. So when he goes to a place like this, you would expect him to really step it up a notch. Now here is the issue here. The matchup is better for John Gray than it is for Scherzer. Washington is not a team that strikes out a ton. They don't really reach for balls outside of the strike zone. They're pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Disciplined. They're pretty disciplined at the plate. Okay, they're pretty good at what they're swinging at and what they don't swing at. But Max Scherzer is a monster, and he's in a fantastic spot here going against his old team. I expect the Mets to win this game with Corbin on the mound for Washington, so Mets should be able to give some run supports to Scherzer as well. So I just really love Scherzer, but you could go either way. I mean, honestly, I might very well end up on John Gray. It just depends how you end up wanting to play the slate. But yeah, these three pitchers right here are my number one pitchers that I'm interested in. Scherzer, John Gray, and Clevenger. Clevenger for sure for me, and then it's between John Gray and Scherzer. If you need the money, you're getting almost 1,000 going John Gray instead of Scherzer. And like I said, the matchup's better. John Gray's at home, so there's points to that for sure. Max Scherzer is just an absolute monster. We know the stuff that he has. We know he is an ace. He's going against Washington, which isn't a great offense, but they don't strike out a ton, which is the one down part. But going against an old team, a guy like Max Scherzer who is competitive the way he is, going back to where he used to pitch, I have this feeling like he could really go out here and show out. So we'll see. How many Ks he gets is yet to be, you know, we'll see. But yeah, it's between John Gray and Scherzer. I'm gonna go Scherzer just for the point of this high five video because I just I love the narrative story here, and I just love the spot for Max Scherzer. Even if it is a lowest strikeout team in Washington, he should be extra motivated for this one. All right, next up, let's go to hitters. So, starting off at first base, let's talk about somebody I really, really like. As I was doing my research last night and I was digging into this slate, there was a certain spots, a few spots that really stuck out to me. One thing that really stuck out to me is how bad Senzatella has been on the road versus right-handed bats. Um, he has been bad. It's not like he's great versus lefties and he struggles versus righties. Like he's not good versus either side. He's not a fantastic pitcher by no means on either end. Um, but against righties, he's giving up like over 3 home runs per nine. I mean, the power he's giving up is scary. He's really struggling on the power aspect. He's struggling versus power bats big time. And what is Luke Voigt? A power bat. He is the best bat on this San Diego squad when it comes to right-handed power and versus right-handed pitching. That just kind of equals out to be this is a spot where Luke Voigt could really have a big game, and I'm feeling really, really good about Luke Voigt. And I like the aspect, the potential that we could get Luke Voigt for low ownership, and he always has double dong possible upside. Now we all know Luke Voigt is one of those guys who also has a high probability of getting you zero. So keep that in mind. But Luke Voigt against Senzatella, who, like I said, has been struggling with the power versus right-handed power bats. 3 home runs per 9. It's scary. He has not been good at all. So definitely take advantage of that. There's multiple spots that are good spots here at first base that you could do as well. And that's another reason why I spent up for Max Scherzer. Let me go back to that to speak on that. I haven't had any issues seeing value on this slate. There's a lot of solid value on this slate today and good matchups. So it kind of pushes you to you can get whatever pitchers you want. So it just kind of depends how you want to go. But yeah, Luke Voigt starting off at the bats is definitely who I want to first start off. Because I have had no issues with value, you got to go with the best bat in the entire league right now, and it's not even close. Aaron Judge has been just on an entire different level. He is mashing levels to a whole nother extent. Marco Gonzalez struggles versus right-handed power. This game is in New York. Aaron Judge is just, I'm going to play Aaron Judge until he comes back down to reality, plain and simple. I'm just going to continue playing Aaron Judge. I mean, I might have him in every lineup until the end of the year. Who cares? Because the upside that he possesses is takedown type of upside. So if I ever grab Aaron Judge in a plus matchup and his ownership is low, I will be ecstatic. Even if he goes out and gets a 0, I don't care. Like, I'm super excited that I got Aaron Judge at low ownership in a good matchup, and this is exactly a spot where it's a good matchup. I don't expect the ownership to be low because of how hot he's been, but like I said, I'm going to keep playing Aaron Judge in these spots. He is expensive, yes, but like I said, I haven't struggled with the value at all on this slate, and so I want the best bet I can get, especially a slate breaking type of guy like Aaron Judge is. I'm all over Aaron Judge for sure. Last but not least, now this is a spot you can play with, all right? But a guy that stuck out to me throughout my research so far this morning, and I'm going to adjust this projection. I have it a little lower than I want it. Nolan Jones. Now, Nolan Jones is going to be batting in the bottomish area of this Cleveland offense, right? So I don't love where they have this dude bat. I wish they would move him up to sixth or fifth, or the way he's been batting, he deserves to be a little higher in this order. But at the end of the day, Nolan Jones is going against Zach Davies, who Davies, when you break down what he's got going on with him, he is atrocious versus left-handed bats. Okay, he has a 6.02 FIP versus lefties, which is a horrible number. He gives up 1.9 home runs per 9. It's just not very good at all. All right, he is not good versus lefties at all. You definitely want some Cleveland lefties. Jose Ramirez is in a fantastic spot as well. Could definitely have a huge day here against Zach Davies. Zach Davies, you want lefties against him, and a cheap lefty who's also been mashing at the same time is Nolan Jones at 3-1, and that's the reason why I have him in the high five today is because not only has he been hitting the ball very, very well and hitting righties very, very well, he's facing a pitcher who is not very good versus lefties, and so the matchup just matches up perfectly. And on top of that, the Vegas total for Cleveland is very solid, and the wind is blowing out to right field at 12 miles an hour, which is good for left-handed bats. All right, I've talked about this many times. When it's a lefty, you want the wind blowing out to right. When it's a righty, you want the wind blowing out to left if you're going to get any type of bumps in that situation. And because majority of the time, these MLB hitters are going to pull the ball to opposite field. Okay, so with that being said, they're going to be pulling the ball, and with the wind blowing out for Nolan Jones, this is definitely fantastic upside. We could see one of those 20-plus games like he's done multiple times this season, and at only 3-1 is fantastic value, and I love the spot for him. So that's it. Mike Clevenger and Max Scherzer or John Gray. I'm equal on both of these guys. I leaned Scherzer just because I have my first look at this slate. I haven't had any issues with finding value, number one. Number two, Max Scherzer is one of the best pitchers in the entire league. Skill-wise, straight up, he's better than John Gray. Number three, he's got the narrative situation here going back to Washington. So I love that as well. It's just a fantastic situation here. Now, when it comes to the difference here is John Gray's at home in a better matchup, in a better strikeout matchup. Okay, Scherzer is on the road in a not so great strikeout matchup, so you do have those things going against him, but you can go either way, and I want to make that well known in this video. All right, I don't want any issues later on. I see a YouTube comment come in saying how you're so dumb. Why would you go back Scherzer against Washington? They don't even strike out a lot. Just I want it to be known, okay, that I like Max Scherzer with the narrative situation and the skill level period of what we know. You can go John Gray there. Absolutely can. And I might end up on him in the fade, but we'll see. But in the high five, I want to have Scherzer because I think his upside against his old team is pretty high here. All right. Luke Voigt going against Sensatella, who has struggled with the power versus righty. Earlier, I said like 3 home runs per 9. To be exact for you in my notes, Sensatella gives up 2.4 home runs per 9, which is still ridiculous numbers. To put it in perspective, the worst pitchers, the pitchers I like to target the most, Marco Gonzalez, Corbin, Davies, and Sensatella on this slate. Um, the next highest is Zach Davies at 1.9. So it's a 2.4 compared to a 1.9 difference between those two guys. So Sensatella is by far gives up the most power in this situation. So I definitely want to take advantage of Luke Voigt, and I'm really hoping, I know I'm making this video and it's going to encourage some people to play Voigt. I'm hoping we get him at low ownership today. And if he gets a 0, so be it. But at the end of the day, all you could do in DFS, man, is rely on the information the available to you. And whatever happens, you just can't let it beat you up. You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple. All right. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Oh, yeah. Aaron Judge and Nolan Jones. Sorry. That's the high five. There we go. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Go get that money, y'all. Greenlightdfs.com to join the squad. Take advantage of the tools once you join up as well. And let's get it. Peace.